They're out there, lurking in the vastness of space. Planets so weird, even science fiction could not foresee them. For the first time ever, scientists are discovering alien worlds beyond our solar system.
Storage tank press closed.
March 6, 2009.
Later, GN2 pressure go.
This Delta II rocket is going through its final pre-flight check.
Drop 1.
Engine start, 1, 0, and liftoff.
It is the start of an extraordinarily ambitious mission. The Kepler Space Observatory is hunting for planets like Earth within a region of 100,000 stars. It is the culmination of a journey that began more than a decade ago with one of the most profound scientific discoveries ever made. In 1995. Swiss astronomer Michel Mayor and his team make a routine observation of stars in the constellation Pegasus, located 50 light-years away. But the instruments show something strange. One star is violently lurching and wobbling.
What we discovered, it's one of these stars have a velocity changing its time.
What is powerful enough to disturb a star the size of our sun? Mayor offers a radical answer: a planet. But no one has ever seen a planet around another sun-like star.
Problem in detecting planets around other stars is that as a planet orbits a nearby star, that planet gets lost because of its feeble light in the glare of the very bright star.
In spite of the odds, Mayor relies on his data and is convinced the wobbles are caused by the gravitational pull of an orbiting planet.
When I read this claim from Michel Mayor, I was very skeptical. There had been many false claims of the first planet ever discovered around another star, and I thought to myself, oh boy, here we go again. So I decided to observe the star on 4 consecutive nights. And stunningly, the star was shown to wobble exactly as Michel Mayor had said.
Michel Mayor and his teammate Didier Queloz announced their discovery. It rocks the scientific community.
They had found for the first time reproducible, confirmable evidence of the existence of a planet around a sun-like star.
Officially called 51 Pegasi b, the planet is nicknamed Bellerophon in honor of the Greek hero who tamed the winged horse Pegasus. It is a planet that breaks all the rules. Bellerophon roasts in the blazing starlight at temperatures of roughly 1800 degrees Fahrenheit. It is nearly 150 times more massive than Earth and is a gas giant like Jupiter.
A gas giant is a planet made mostly of hydrogen and helium. Only the outer layers are gas, but inside, hydrogen and helium is compressed to huge pressures. It doesn't resemble a gas at all.
Unlike anything found in our solar system, this is an entirely new class of planet, what scientists call a hot Jupiter.
If you go to Hawaii and see the lava flow there, that's how hot a hot Jupiter is. It's very hot.
The Earth is a comfortable 93 million miles away from the Sun.
These hot Jupiters are roughly 100 times closer, and so the amount of sunlight that they get is 10,000 times larger.
If this represents a star, and this a hot Jupiter is 3 to 4 stellar diameters away from the star. So that would be 1, 2, 3. This is how close a hot Jupiter would be to its star. Hot Jupiters are tidally locked. They present the same face to the star at all times, just like the moon does to Earth.
It's going to be permanent daylight on one side and permanent nighttime on the back. If I were stuck on a hot Jupiter, I'd want to be on the back side and hope that some of the heat from the front side facing the star would make its way around the back.
The variations in temperature make Bellerophon's atmosphere extremely windy. The wind howls at thousands of miles per hour, far beyond anything we could ever withstand. The heat blast guarantees water vapor cannot exist. But that doesn't mean there is no rain.
It's far too hot for water liquid clouds to form here, but instead these clouds would be made out of iron.
Iron vapor can exist at temperatures much higher than water. And because of that, things could get a little messy.
So I decided to observe the star on 4 consecutive nights. And stunningly, the star was shown to wobble exactly as Michel Mayor had said.
Michel Mayor and his teammate Didier Queloz announced their discovery. It rocks the scientific community.
They had found for the first time reproducible, confirmable evidence of the existence of a planet around a sun-like star.
Officially called 51 Pegasi b, the planet is nicknamed Bellerophon in honor of the Greek hero who tamed the winged horse, Pegasus. It is a planet that breaks all the rules.
Serious? Are you serious? It's getting very serious out here. Get a cup of coffee. BP Earthwatch, I guess, yesterday did a video last night. I saw it yesterday evening where Mount St. Helens has had a series of earthquakes that are not being reported. I repeat, not being reported at all by the U.S. Geological Survey. And they're happening right inside, right on top of Mount St. Helens there, right in the dome area where the last eruption took place in May of 1980. I remember that election, that eruption. I remember the election too, by the way. The eruption, I was actually a senior in high school, and I was just getting ready to graduate. It was like a couple weeks before graduation when Mount St. Helens exploded, and it did. It blew the top of the mountain off. It was an incredible event, one of biblical proportions. Well, it's rumbling a little bit again. Matter of fact, there was some seismic activity taking place, and when BP Earthwatch began to dig a little deeper, we found out there's even been a landslide event, and maybe still ongoing, a little bit of a landslide going on up on top of that mountain. Now, if you've ever been to Washington State, it's a beautiful state. I've been to Mount Rainier, where we took a day one time. My oldest son was stationed at Fort Lewis, out there south of Seattle, Washington, and we actually took a day, the whole family, and drove out to Mount Rainier, went as high as we could go by road. And I'll never forget, it was a July day, and we were having a snowball fight when we got up there. Just a spectacular view of Mount Rainier. But mounts, but I tell you, the beauty of these gorgeous mountains, these that were still volcanoes, it's not a pretty sight if they blow. And we may have something going on here. Now, he even looked into some of the seismic activity, and there was a quake. See, some of the people living in that area felt a quake. They called in, they felt it all over the place. They called in, hundreds of people did, and the U.S. Geological Survey and the local authorities there and what have you said there's nothing on the scales, there's nothing there. But there is. Matter of fact, inside some of the data, BP was able to find where there was several small earthquakes and tremors, and there was one quake that looked like could have been as much as a 5. Yet it's not recorded anywhere on the U.S. Geological Survey. So that's what I was saying. They downsize the numbers constantly. They're recalibrating their reporting because they just don't want to tell you exactly what's taking place. The Earth crust is moving and shifting, and we're under a ton of stress and pressure on this planet. But it's exactly what the Bible said would happen. There would be earthquakes in diverse places, different places. Famines would come. There's going to be chaos in the land. Give your life to Jesus Christ, folks. We're running out of time.